Allegory and Prophetic Vision, a comparison of Ode 38 and the Gospel of Judas. The Odes of Solomon, Ode 38, and the Gospel of Judas provide rich allegorical visions that critique religious corruption, particularly focusing on the papacy, the popes, who are the bishops of Rome. These texts reveal the contrast between divine truth and human error while challenging institutionalized religion's claims to divine authority, false worship, and religious corruption. In Ode 38, the bride who was corrupting and the bridegroom who corrupts and is corrupted symbolize leaders and institutions, such as the papacy, that imitate divine roles but mislead others. And they imitate the beloved and his bride, and they cause the world to err and corrupt it. And they invite many to the wedding feast and allow them to drink the wine of their intoxication. So they cause them to vomit up their wisdom and their knowledge and prepare for them mindlessness. Similarly, the Gospel of Judas critiques religious leaders, represented as priests, who misuse divine authority while engaging in acts of hypocrisy and lawlessness. They said, "We have seen a great house with a large altar in it. Some sacrifice their own children, others their wives. Some sleep with men. Some are involved in slaughter. Some commit a multitude of sins." These leaders, invoking Jesus' name, embody false worship. As Jesus explains, "Those you have seen receiving the offerings at the altar, that is who you are. That is the God you serve." These descriptions align with critiques of the papacy, often seen in Protestant traditions as a corrupt institution that has historically led people into spiritual error. Misguided sacrifices and intoxication. Both texts denounce sacrifices made under false pretenses. In the Gospel of Judas, such sacrifices are described as the work of ministers of error. "Look, God has received your sacrifice from the hands of a priest, that is, a minister of error." Jesus warns his disciples to abandon these practices. "Stop sacrificing. They are over your stars and your angels and have already come to their conclusion there." Similarly, Ode 38 condemns rituals that lead to spiritual confusion. The wine of their intoxication causes them to vomit up their wisdom and their knowledge, and they stumble about like mad and corrupted men. The imagery reflects the papacy's historical role, with critics accusing the Church of Rome of promoting rituals and doctrines, such as indulgences and the veneration of relics, that diverge from apostolic teachings. Truth as the path to redemption. Both texts emphasize the necessity of seeking truth as the antidote to religious corruption. In Ode 38, the speaker finds salvation through truth. "I went up into the light of truth as into a chariot, and the truth led me and caused me to come, and saved me from cliffs and valleys." The truth exposes all the poisons of error, offering protection from the corrupter. This resonates with Jesus' teachings in the Gospel of Judas, where he encourages his followers to pursue wisdom beyond institutionalized religion. "Each of you has his own star. He has come to water God's paradise and the generation that will last." Both works emphasize direct communion with God, bypassing intermediaries such as the Pope or the hierarchical structure of the Catholic Church. The hope of an eternal kingdom. The culmination of both works is the promise of an uncorrupted eternal kingdom. In Ode 38, the Lord's planting flourishes eternally, for he set the root and watered it and endowed it and blessed it, and its fruits will be forever. The Lord alone was glorified in his planting and in his cultivation. The Gospel of Judas echoes this hope, urging followers to transcend the false systems of the present age and enter God's paradise. He will not defile the walk of life of that generation, but will preserve it for all eternity. These visions contrast the enduring truth of God's kingdom with the transient nature of corrupted institutions, including the papacy. Conclusion. The Odes of Solomon, Ode 8, and the Gospel of Judas converge in their critiques of religious corruption, particularly addressing the papacy. These texts expose the misuse of divine authority and false worship while offering hope through the transformative power of truth. By rejecting institutionalized error and aligning with divine wisdom, the faithful can anticipate the eternal kingdom where God's uncorrupted ecclesia will flourish.